Hello, I'm Perry from Rennet and Rind, and I am here because you either treated yourself with a lovely box of cheese or someone treated you. These are really lovely gifts to send to your friends and family, people that deserve it, people that don't deserve it. I don't know. I'm here to talk to you about what's in that box, where it came from, why I selected them. So it's a thing that we've been doing since the start of COVID. It's taken a life of its own, the mystery cheese box. It's not so much a mystery now, it's more of the 5 best cheeses that I think work together within this specific month. And in that box, obviously you get your 5 cheeses, you get your tasting notes, and you get your cheese care guide as well. So that tells you all to get the best out of your cheese. On top of your cheese as well, I don't mention this, normally I have them unwrapped. Bearing in mind, by the way, disclaimer, you get larger pieces than this. This is just me. I've eaten a lot of cheese, so I'm just chilling out a little bit. You get a QR code. You can scan that and learn so much more about that cheese. There's on certain pages, there's like Q&As about all the most popular things that people talk about those cheeses. So you've got me for the next sort of 10 minutes. I'm just going to walk through these cheeses, tell you a little bit about them so you don't have to read the tasting note. You can read the tasting note, that would be nice as well. But just to get a vibe on why I selected them and, you know, your own little personal cheese tasting. So I'm an affineur. I mature cheeses. I use selective pressures, temperature, humidity, time to get the best out of the cheeses. I was Britain's first ever affineur of the year. I won the year later. I'm a world cheese judge. I also got inducted to like a cheese guild a cult almost at the French embassy, which was amazing last month. So hopefully I'm qualified to talk to you about these things. But that's the intro out of the way so you know who I am and what this is all about. So let's move into the first cheese. First cheese we have is Tunworth, like a British classic cheese. Now you can bake this cheese, it's a camembert, right? So you can keep it in these boxes, 180 degrees for 10, 15 minutes if you want to go to that hassle. A lot of people put cheeses in categories, like either you can cook with it or it can't be a cheese board cheese. I felt like this month, this was both. It's kind of got a really big aroma at the moment. It's a nice thing to kick one off because usually these are a lot more powerful, but these are nice and more subtle at the moment. So I thought that'd be a cool thing. This is your cheese here. So it's a little bit cold in here. We've got in this room at the moment running about 8, 9 degrees. So I'm not getting the full benefit. Obviously, bring your cheeses out from the refrigerator before, let them open up, relax a little bit more. So what we can see, the first thing we see is this bloomy rind that's on the outside. That's Penicillium candidum, which kind of makes a camembert, I suppose. Raymond Blanc, side note, said this is the best camembert in the world. And who am I to argue with a Frenchman about camembert, I suppose. So we've got like a little bit of breakdown underneath the rind. Room temperatures begin to run a little bit more, but nice and smooth. We've got a nice little pudginess that's going on there as well. So I'm just going to cut off a slice, get into the middle, smell the aroma. Yeah, we're getting that distinct mushroom, brie, milky kind of elements that are in there that you would expect to find in a camembert, but not too overpowering. There can be a degree of ammoniation kind of in these styles of cheese. We're not getting it with this. Good work. Let's have a taste. Nice and smooth when it hits the palate. That cabbage note comes in nice at the back with a little lick from that kind of lactic core freshness lifting it up. Getting a little bit of acidity that's in there. In the rind, I'm getting more mushroom, more Boris floor, very Moorish, and you can keep on eating that again and again. Really nice cheese for us to start out with. Made by Stacey Hedges, who's a legend in the cheese industry. Pretty much Tunworth was part of that 2004 British cheese renaissance when everyone got excited about British cheese again. Tunworth was one of the cheeses that were responsible for that. Beautiful little camembert. So yeah, feel free to bake that if you want. Next one we have up, just making sure I've got my order right. I always say it's really important to talk about the journey of the cheese. We've had a nice light experience. It's not too overbearing on the palate. I always go for like a vibe in the month, which is quite difficult with the way that the weather's been. Either you're drowning kind of in rain at the moment, or you're not at all. So it's difficult. But I really wanted to go like classics, like this month, something really nice and almost like simple, but done really well. I think people, that'd be nice gearing up to Christmas. I think last month we had a lot of experimental new cheeses. I really want to stick with the kind of like classics at the moment. So next up, Westcombe Cheddar, made down in Somerset by Tom Calver, amazing cheesemaker. This is a traditional cloth-bound cheddar. Comes in these 200. I'm going to say 200. I'll go grab one if you want, actually. I'm going to take a walk with me. Westcombe comes in these massive rounds of, yeah, God, not feeling as strong today. Don't know why that is. Massive rounds like this. So your cheese has been cut in these maturing rooms. Bit heavy that, to leave it up there. Cutting these, removed from these maturing rooms in the perfect environment that one works for us in, and then cut and wrapped and directly out to you. And we put like 7 days on our cheese because we want you to enjoy it as soon as possible. That freshness that's in the cheese, they're designed to have that weekend to just get that ultra level experience. We're cutting really fresh to give you that freshness that's in there. So you can see, as I lifted up the cloth bound that's on there, you can see the remnants of that cheese on the rind. Have a little smell of that. Really interesting. Quite horseradishy, which is really, I'm excited about that. That's a note in cheddars that I really, really like. I'll tell you for this one actually. See, normally I say go ham and just cut into it as much as possible, but I want to get a little bit just under that rind because I think that's when I'm going to get the intensity of the flavour. Horseradish aroma, very cheddary. I'm just going to say it how it is. You recognise that aroma. It's far more richer than terrible supermarket cheddar. So let's have a taste. Oh, new dropped a bit. Do that all the time. Really lovely texture. Claggy, chewy, but releases into that cream. We're getting that horseradish is coming through really pleasantly. That savouriness is in there, perfectly balanced. The acidity is great. It hits up kind of like where it wants to, but not overbearing on the whole experience. As you get close to that rind, far more savoury. A little bit of mushroom in the rind as you bring it in if you decide to eat the rind. Really nice, balanced experience to like level us up on the next one. You know, we're going in stages and hopefully our flavours get more aggressive as we kind of come through. That's a remarkable cheddar, by the way. It's been a while since I felt that Westcombe has been to that level, hence why it's in the box. And I love that kind of complexity that it has. The length is outrageous. That horseradishy note is quite cool. Yeah, very good Westcombe cheddar. Awesome. Next cheese up we have is Appleby's. So Appleby's is one of our oldest cheeses we make in the UK. It's a territorial style, a crumbly, a Cheshire. It's got this orangey kind of hue interior. It's a little bit lighter because this is a high moisture cheese. Cloth bound once again. I don't think I've got them in this room. So I was going to grab one. I was like, have I got them in? Anyway, yeah. So they're about yay high kind of thing in the cylinder kind of thing that's going on. Yeah, so that's a natto that's colouring in the milk that's make this orangey kind of beautiful rind. And that's placed in the milk. It was used ages ago to make milk look a little bit more vibrant, cheese, so you could sell it for more money, but it's kind of been passed down for other reasons and things. People used to colour their cheese with like carrot juice, beetroot juice and stuff like that, but now most people use a natto. So made by Sarah, traditional animal rennet, unpasteurised milk. Now that's interesting, and this is why the order is so important to eat it in. The Westcombe has taken care of the tang for you, that acidity on there, and it's gone up to quite a high mark, where Appleby's doesn't quite reach it. So what essentially the palate's done is that it's decided to say, I'm not going to service you with acidity, because you've already that's been hit, and that's your marker. I'm going to serve you with all those base notes. So we've got a slight element of floral, some kind of like mineral, metallic kind of elements as well that are in there, like iron, and really nice spritz bitterness that's coming through, a little bit of floral, touch of the farmyard, nice crumbly texture. So we're going different textures as well. That's important, not just different flavours and styles. Texturally, far more crumble, far more moisture. That's delicious. This was meant to be, the Appleby's Cheshire was meant to be your palate resetter, but I think it actually stands up on its own when eaten in quick conjunction with the Westcombe. The next cheese we have up, so we have Spenwood, sheep milk cheese from Village Made Cheeses. I love sheep's milk cheese. It's what we used to do back in the day. We were more prolific sheep cheese makers than cow's milk makers. So Incredible ivory texture that's in there. Wash rind on the outside. Slight curd washings. We're knocking out that sweetness. Beautiful, masterful rind on there, which is fantastic. More in style of a pecorino than a manchego, but interchangeable depending on what region you go and have certain manchegos that are in there. Oh, the aroma is fantastic. Yeah, like that's hitting in that. I don't know what that is actually. I'm struggling to piece it apart, but that is delicious. Like the savory mixed with the acidity. It's kind of got an almost like a soy sauce kind of vibe. If I was going to lean into some area of teriyaki with those spikes that it has, and the sweetness is great. Wow, I'm really excited. That's a great aroma. Texture, different again. Far more pliant, but not as crumbly as the last two. That savory element just drives through in such a good way. That's phenomenal. I'm really enjoying this. Nice, slightly granular texture that comes through, but it really hits home on that savory element that's in there. Ever so slightly beef dripping kind of area, a little bit fatty, like, you know, sort of chippy, I suppose. That's what's coming to my mind. And really nice, clean finish. Not much going on there outside of the acidity. A little bit of nut, actually. Nut sweetness, maybe Brazil, a fat nut, oil. Do you know what's really nice as well? There's a little bit of sheep in there, you know, a little bit of farmyard sheep. It's hard to describe that, you know, wool kind of area. It's kind of that aroma that you feel like you can taste, and that's what it is. It's a nice nod to it. Seek that out because that's their farm, that's their milk quality, that's what they're all about. That's fantastic. I love that. Cheese of the month, man. Cool thing about Spenwood, if it dries out in your fridge at home, there's some care guides to kind of prevent that from happening that we provide in the box. It gets more flaky, like Parmesan. Really cool just to shave on top of your pasta and stuff like that. Once again, this whole, no, you should never do that with a proper cheese ball cheese. No, it can really elevate, you know. And the clock's ticking. The cheese has been cut. It's out of the correct environment for it to begin to continue. So use it as fast as possible. Shave a little bit on top of your pasta. It's amazing. I do it all the time. This probably, Spenwood is one of the most taken home cheeses that I take home because of that reason. So finally, so we've got like this traditional awesome board. I'm really into it, by the way. You know, I say that every week. You know, there's one specific board this year that I absolutely loved a couple of months ago, and I'm always trying to top myself on what's better. But this is a real classic hitter. There's some real traditional enjoyment kind of flavors there. So this is Cropwell Bishop. Cropwell are the only people that allow me to mature their Stilton in these rooms, in other rooms. And I really just wait for a specific period. We get them in when they're pretty much done, and we wait for this bluing to almost turn black. That's when we love it, and that's when we sell it, because we think that's when you get the most savory, complex flavors and the nice smoothness that's in there. So let's take that nose off and let's have a little chat. With this cheese, I'll bring that back. Yeah, we're getting that kind of astringency that's in there as well. I'm getting that bitter note. But in the background, you've got that malt, little bit hoppy, little bit kind of craft beery. Great texture. Bit of a lift up on the zip. I wasn't expecting that, which is nice because it slowly elevates. It's not like boom and then something different. That's like a proper Stilton loved Stilton. It's hitting in that kind of spice as it leaves the palate. The cream, the texture is nice. It's like a hybrid between the Westcombe and the Appleby's. It sits in there somewhere, but really nice, pleasant experience. If you're not into bitter cheeses, this probably won't be your bag. It's more bitter than savory, more acidic than savory. But I love it. Really Moorish. More delicious as you go towards that rind. You're getting more of that breakdown going on. Really delicious. And there are your 5 cheeses. Thanks for listening to me, guys. Thanks for buying the boxes. You are directly supporting us as a proper independent business, not a massive conglomerate. Excuse me. Mother always said don't eat with your mouth full. Yeah, and we're an independent business. All these people, Stacey Hedges, Tom Calver, Sarah, Anne Wigmore and the Wigmore family at Village Made Cheeses, Scowls, Robin, they're all actual people. And you're supporting them by buying this box, keeping British farming going, which is also amazing. So I hope you enjoyed. Reach out to us on all the social platforms to tell us how much you enjoyed. I love just getting 5 minutes in front of the TV and reading all your reviews, what you enjoyed, what you didn't, what I should improve. And that's amazing. And hopefully, I'll see you next time. So sign up for a subscription box, comes every month. You know, it's nice and easy, and you're supporting something good. So that's awesome. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll catch you next time.